everyone. I want to talk about voice, tone, and point of view in your writing. So we're going to go ahead and focus on some writing skills this week. And so this is one of the things I want to make sure that we cover. So let's talk a little bit about what these words mean. First, a little bit about point of view. Point of view is who is telling us the story. So it's the speaker in our story. Usually the most common point of view, of course, is first person. Sometimes we go with third person, where we have a narrator, or omniscient, where we follow all of our characters. We see these things in like Aragon, usually these big epic stories. But point of view is who tells us the story. Then, whoever it is who is telling us the story should have some kind of voice. So voice is your writer's style. It's how you sound, your personality as a writer. Maybe some of you have authors who you love. A lot of times we love certain authors because we love the way they sound. So our voice tends to stay the same, and it will be the same across our writing. And so, when you think about your favorite writer, if I ripped the front cover off a Stephen King novel, you would know it was a Stephen King novel anyway. Or if I didn't tell you that Edgar Allan Poe wrote these stories, you would know they were Edgar Allan Poe stories because their voice is clear and loud to us as a reader. So that's what I want you to think about is, what is your writer's voice? What do I want to communicate? Because our voice says a lot about who we are. Our use of vocabulary, our sentence length, and punctuation also influences the way we sound. Our voice does tend to stay the same. And you could probably think of some companies that have a very clear voice. One company that's very good at this is Apple. Tone, on the other hand, is our attitude about the topic we're discussing. So tone changes. Voice stays the same. It's our personality. It's who we are coming out on the page. The tone, though, changes depending on what topic we're writing about. So maybe we change our tone depending on our audience. The tone I use when I'm writing to my boss is different than when I'm writing the text to my husband. So what situation, to whom am I writing? Those things influence my tone. Also, how I feel about the subject influences the vocabulary and just the attitude I have. And then also, am I writing more objectively, so very factual, or am I writing more subjectively, more emotional? Do I need to write more formally and educated and academic, like when I'm writing to the college president, or do I write more informally like I do to some of my peers? So some examples of voice and tone we see in advertising are some of these really big companies have invested in making a really clear voice. So Starbucks is one, American Express, Allstate Insurance, Disney. They've created a persona in their advertising. And so we know those advertisements as soon as we see them. So for your homework, what you're going to do is you're going to choose a point of view, a voice, and a tone. So I just want you to practice this and kind of get a sense for how these three things are different. And what you're going to do is tell us the story about your first day of school. Okay? So if I choose first person, surfer, guy, girl, angry, then that's how I'm going to write and talk to you about the first day of school. Just looking for like half to a page. This is really just practicing voice and tone. But I want you to see that we need to think about what our writer's voice is. How do we sound as a writer? And then how can I change that voice a little bit? How can I change the tone of my voice some to meet my audience and my topic that I'm writing about? So jump in there and have a little bit of practice with these words.